And good afternoon, I'm George Mallet, in today for Mackenzie Roth. After last night's dominant win, are our Colts legitimate contenders in the AFC? We're going to answer that question, plus get into a full slate of NFL games coming up on All Indiana Bets.
My name is Jason Hammer. Who's got two thumbs and is the best dad in the world? This guy. Happy 14th birthday, Jacob Hammer. And how am I celebrating his birthday? By drinking booze and being a degenerate with a bunch of dudes in a room.
Hey, I am Scott Long, and wow, there are no Colts games on TV. There's no reason to watch any other pregame show than this, because what we do is make you money. We did it yesterday. We're going to do it today, right here, right now. Woo!
This is All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook and Lunazul Tequila. Feed the wolf.
And welcome. This is All Indiana Bets. Thanks so much for kicking off your NFL Sunday with us. And what a thrill it is for me to be sitting here with these guys, my fellow degenerate gamblers, Jason Hammer and Scott Long. We are here today to make you some money.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. I come here to do this show with Hammer, and I wasn't really paying attention in the pregame. I thought there was a Colt. That is not Mackenzie.
That is not Mackenzie.
Lovely hair, though. I gotta say, that is Mackenzie level hair. I don't know who this guy is, but man, does he have a voice and some hair, and holy cow, I'm taking off my glasses. I cannot compete with this guy. But we are going to have a good time anyway, Hammer.
Yes. I feel like the Cal Ripken of this show,
yes.
Right? I'm the one you can always count to
Sure.
be in the lineup, and it doesn't matter what kind of stiffs you put around me.
Yes.
I'm going to do my thing, and
Sure.
I'm going to be an all-star.
Now, who was not a stiff was the Colts last night. That was like the game that we had all dreamed of as Colts fans. What it had been since 2009, since the Colts had even beaten the Patriots. What a day. It was like everything bounced right, and the Colts nearly lost the game. That will just show the voodoo that Bill Belichick has. So really exciting yesterday. We told you yesterday, Rachel McLaughlin and I both gave us our Mick pick and my pick to cover the spread. It got a little scary at the end, but they did cover through. There's a lot of good games today, though.
Well, let's look at what happened there. We had great defense.
Right.
We had great special teams.
Yeah.
And we ran the ball with Jonathan Taylor.
There were some moments, though, where Frank tried to get a little cute.
Yeah.
There was a little time in the third quarter where I start seeing that RPO come out. And as a Colts fan, nothing gives me the chills more than when I see that RPO call and you go away from Jonathan Taylor. Let's be honest. Carson Wentz did not play a good game last night.
No, I've been supportive of Carson Wentz, and I think you kind of have too. Early in the year when he had some mistakes, well, he was playing on broken ankles practically. There wasn't a quality offensive line in front of him. We didn't know exactly what we had with Jonathan Taylor. So you put all of it together, and I'm thinking this was the game for him to demonstrate. He was the second best quarterback on the field. You can say, well, Mac Jones threw interceptions. He was having to carry that team. They were down 14-0 because of special teams and one play on the running game. Made me nervous. That was a game where I was like, I wish Phillip Rivers was here. He wouldn't have made those mistakes. So now I'm a little nervous. I'm more on that train of can Carson Wentz succeed in the playoffs. He didn't demonstrate it yesterday, but big win for the rest of the team on the Colts.
All right, let's take a look at the odds now.
Sure.
And the question is, are our Colts legitimate contenders now to win the AFC? Where do those numbers stand at this point?
Well, if you look at the numbers here, I think you could answer this in two different ways. Are the Colts legitimate contenders? Well, maybe. But are the odds in their favor? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So plus 900 with the Indianapolis Colts, you've got the best running back in the league, a very good offensive line, a defense that can create turnovers, and you're getting that level of value. That is amazing value for all the things that you've got to offer there. So $10 to win 90, $100 to win 900, just to win the AFC. Not talking about the whole thing here, Scott. I like the value.
Agree 100%. I really feel like that plus 900. Which would you rather have, the Titans or the Colts in this situation? A Titans team without Derrick Henry? I'm all over the Colts in that circumstance. Do I think they're going to get to the Super Bowl? Probably not. But I give them about a 20% chance, and the only other two teams that have any chance, in my opinion, are the Chiefs and the Patriots.
You kind of have to think of this like as an investor, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take a chance on something where the value is incredible. And right now, plus 900, it was better a week ago. And we talked about this.
We did talk about that.
But it's still really good. I think that number is going to go down. So if you want to jump on this, jump on it now.
I like the word value. Next up for the Horseshoe, a road trip to the desert on Christmas Day. Colts traveling to take on the Arizona Cardinals on Saturday. Indy opened as a 4-point underdog in the game, and even after last night's impressive win, the Colts are still listed as 4-point dogs. Hammer, are you surprised that this line has not moved at all? Is it time to jump in?
I think this line will move, and we're going to find out a lot today about Arizona. They've got a game they should win at Detroit. If they look impressive, that line might stay the same. But if they struggle in any way against an awful Lions squad, that number is going to go down. If you want to get the Colts and the points, jump on this now. But Scott, here's the problem, and we're seeing this all over the NFL today.
Right.
When you jump on NFL odds early, you've got COVID protocol to worry about now.
Yeah. We're going to see that all day. We've got games that have been moved to Monday and Tuesday. Some of you might not even know that, so we will update you on that. If you're just a Colts bettor, that's all you do, I would jump on the Colts here. Otherwise, if you bet a lot of different games, 4 or 5 or even more, wait on that.
All right, good advice. And more on the Colts in just a few minutes. For now, though, let's focus on the games going on today. First picks, Scott, you are up.
Yeah, it's been one of those seasons where I've had to put my glasses on. When I do that, they tend to win.
Here they
people
come.
have seen that.
Grandpa's got his readers on. It's go time.
Quickly, I'll just share with you. You're going to be like, why would you be on the Jaguars? And I said it first off because I love to say the word Jaguars. It really irritates
There's
him.
no W.
The Jags, I will tell you, the whole team, all the offensive, defensive coordinators, everybody is so thrilled that Urban Meyer is gone. That's why I like him. And you know what? I didn't think Urban Meyer, what he did was so terrible. But when you're a famous person like Urban Meyer, you got to treat people a little nicer in this world. I met a guy who looked like Colonel Sanders, okay, at a comedy show recently. And he's like, I knew Harlan Sanders when I was a kid, and he went to church with us, and he never brought anything to the church potluck. And I'm like, you're Colonel Sanders? You don't bring a bucket or anything? He didn't bring a bucket. He didn't even bring a wet nap. I'm like, not even a spork? What I'm trying to tell you is, Urban Meyer, bring the spork. And that is, you got to be a little nicer to people. We don't live in the old times where you could be Woody Hayes. Just pick the Jags. That had nothing to do with anything.
I have absolutely no idea what
That's-
the blue Hades that was.
That was so good.
I was hanging on every word because I love Colonel Sanders.
That worked on 3 levels.
I have been to the Sanders Cafe,
Yes.
the first ever one in Corbin, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging on every word, and I still have no idea who you picked in that game.
Urban Meyer and Colonel Sanders are kind of jerky, and the Jags are going to respond positively because the Colonel Urban is gone.
Okay. Because that story took 55 minutes, I'm just going to say take the Texans here.
Yeah,
The
okay,
Texans
we'll
are
see.
getting point. Who are the Jags to be 5.5-point favorites over anybody in the NFL right now? I'm pretty sure there's some MAC schools that the Jags might not be favored over. Take the points in this game, 5.5, and this is what you get with all Indiana bets. Everybody's talking about the big games. We're making you money on these degenerate games.
This is a terrible game.
All right, 2 picks down, still plenty more to come. If you want to get a head start on locking these plays in, go to our website right now. Hammer and Scott's picks are already posted. All you have to do is scan the QR code
There it is. Look at
in
that.
the
There
top
it is.
right-hand corner of your screen. Click on the link to today's show.
I'm ready to go to the bar already. Is it time to go to the bar yet?
Pretty soon. It's time for the first break, and when we come back, we will talk about the Colts some more, and specifically running back Jonathan Taylor. Should he be the favorite to win the MVP right now? The guys will answer that for you coming up in Love It or Leave It.
Is there a spork somewhere? Can somebody get me one?
All Indiana Bets is presented by Lunazul Tequila. Feed the Wolf.
And welcome back alongside Jason Hammer and Scott Long. I'm George Mallet. We are talking all things NFL on this Sunday edition of All Indiana Bets. This next segment is one we like to call Love It or Leave It. You know how it works. I'll give you guys a bet, and if they love it, they'll say love it. If they don't, they'll say leave it.
So if we love it, we say love it. Do I understand this correctly?
It's complicated.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
You said that we all know how this works. I still am trying to figure this out, George,
Right.
but that was as clear of an explanation as I've gotten.
Well,
So
Peter wrote it all down for me right here, so I know how it works.
Thank you. Good,
Excellent.
Peter.
All right, first up, we have touched on this topic before, but it is worth revisiting after last night's epic 67-yard game-sealing touchdown run. If he wasn't in the MVP conversation before, he certainly is now. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor now has the 7th best odds among all players to win the MVP award. If you like Taylor to win MVP, you can still get him at plus 1,600. So, Scott, I'll ask you, after last night's performance, should JT be the favorite to win MVP?
2 weeks ago, when Hammer and I told you to unload the bank on that pick when it was a lot higher odds, I would love that. Right now, I mean, you're a Colts fan. You want to have something to run with a little bit, $10. It gives you even more juice to root against Tom Brady.
Right.
You know, or if you don't like Aaron Rodgers, because those are the two guys that are up for it. They're really, I just don't think they'll give a running back who's kind of unknown nationally. So I wouldn't put a lot of money on it, but, you know, if you want to sprinkle $10 on it, that's not so bad.
I'm looking at this as you still got pretty good value
Yeah.
here because of the competition involved here. The league does not want to give this to Aaron Rodgers at all. I promise you, the NFL does not want to hand the NFL's MVP award to Aaron Rodgers.
You know who else I don't think wants to give it to him? The general manager there, the president of the Packers,
And his
half
brother.
of his team,
His brother doesn't wanna give it
his
to him either.
family, Danica Patrick. I don't think almost anybody wants, but he's the best player in the league,
He is.
hands down.
It's not even close. If
No.
Aaron Rodgers continues to put up the numbers,
Incredible.
it's his to lose. But I think politics are in play here. So it comes down to Brady. It
Yeah.
comes down to JT. More value on JT.
All right. Meantime, the season isn't even over yet, and the Colts division rivals are already searching for a new head coach. The Jaguars, of course, fired Urban Meyer just 13 games into his tenure Thursday. Former Colts coach Jim Caldwell is one of the early favorites to take over in Jacksonville. Caldwell, though, is currently listed at plus 1,000 behind the likes of Doug Peterson, Byron Leftwich, and Josh McDaniels.
Boo!
Hammer, we will start with you. Do you love or leave Caldwell as the head coach of the Jags?
I am leaving this because, yeah, he may be qualified. But if I'm the owner of the Jags, there's a name out there that I absolutely want to bring in. It's somebody who's got credentials.
Sure.
It's somebody who's respected.
Yeah.
And it's somebody who absolutely does not have any baggage.
This sounds great.
John Gruden.
No, wait a minute.
Head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
No, you cannot do that. I don't even know. Are we even allowed to bring his name up on the show yet? I mean, it still might be
Too soon. Too soon.
Oh, my, that was good, though. Jim Caldwell still should be the Lions coach. 4 years ago, they got rid of him. Look, we live in this sexy world. I mean, there's a reason why
do.
Hammer and I continue to do this show. They keep just shuffling through hosts that can somehow survive the sex appeal that you and I bring.
Right.
Caldwell doesn't bring it. I'm sorry. I mean, I know Tony Dungy's saying all the right things, and like Caldwell should be the coach. Probably should. If we're just doing things on merit, well, most people in the world that are on TV wouldn't be on TV. They'd basically just be Hammer, me, and George, and that's about it, and a couple other people.
That's it.
I think we all agree that we can count on the Jaguars ownership to make the wrong pick, right?
Yes, we can.
Oh, they're going to screw it up,
Yeah,
which is
okay.
going to be fantastic, and then they'll ultimately move to London. Yes.
All right. Time for some more picks. Scott, what do you got?
Wow, this time, quickly, I will just say this is a pick on the Eagles. I'm not sure what's going on with the Washington football team. You're going to see that all week. It's a lot of nerve-wracking things in regards to quarterback play, COVID protocol. I happen to love that Gardner Minshew is playing quarterback for the Eagles. I think he's the most underrated quarterback In the NFL, he should be starting in this league. There's at least 12 quarterbacks. He's better one that start. The Eagles are a really good team that was basically kind of running a college offense with Jalen Hurts. They're going to mix it up. I'm excited to see what the Eagles do with this kind of, we bring in a running quarterback, we bring in a passing quarterback. Let's let that play out. I like the Eagles a lot. The spread has dropped like 3 points since earlier in the week.
And keep an eye on the coronavirus protocol, too, because like a lot of these games, the numbers could change, the numbers could come off the board, you never know. I am going to dive in to a team that has caused me a lot of heartbreak over the years. The Atlanta Football Falcons.
Why are you doing that?
Because I hate myself.
I thought we had a rule we don't pick the Falcons.
So I'm on a one-game win streak by betting against the Falcons. Even though the previous 475 times I was beaten, I'm on a one-game heater betting against the Atlanta Falcons. The game is in San Francisco. I like the 49ers in this spot. I think they're going to make things very simple here. I think they're going to put up some decent numbers against an awful Atlanta defense here. It's a big number, but I'm going to lay it because Atlanta stinks, and I can't stress that enough. 49ers lay the 8.5. Here we go, Atlanta. It's me and you. Let's go.
Ooh.
All right, still to come. The streak sadly came to an end last week, but it is time to start a new one.
It will.
The one and only Scott Long will give you his long shot next on All Indiana
Let's
Bets.
go.
It's about to happen.
The Long Shot, presented for the people by Caesars Sportsbook.
Well, they say all good things must come to an end, and sadly, the long shot streak is no more. After winning 7 in a row, Scott took the Washington football team at plus 6.5 last week, and they lost by 7 thanks to a blocked extra point late. So now, it's time to start a new streak. Scott, which underdog do you like today?
Yeah, I'm glad that happened. I was kind of rooting against myself. I didn't come off like I was human. People were like, you're like a Terminator for football betting.
But look at that number, though. 7-1 against the spread.
And so I am presented for the people. Long shot right here.
Oh, here it comes.
Put these on and focus on me. There we go. Bengals +3. I have made a lot of money betting on the Broncos when they're a dog because there is a guy named Teddy Bridgewater, really solid quarterback. I don't know if it's his luck, his talent, probably a mix, but when he is an underdog, they cover. When he is a favorite, they do not. The Bengals have a better running game. The Bengals have a better offensive line. I still think even at quarterback, the Bengals have a little bit of an advantage with Joe Burrow, hurt or not. Defense is definitely on the Broncos. What I'm trying to tell you is I'm going to start a new streak. There was too much pressure on me. We are talking Bengals, who they still have a great chance to win the AFC North. It's incredible what's going on there, so take the Bengals.
All right, Hammer, what's your pick?
You know, the 3 worst words in the English language. Scott is right.
Ooh.
Scott's right. I like the Bengals in this situation.
Oh, no.
Again, I've always said, if you've got a better quarterback getting points, all things are equal, better quarterback getting points, hitch your wagon to it. Joe Burrow is the better quarterback, and he's getting points. It's a pretty equal game, but I want the better quarterback. I want the better offense. I'll take Cincinnati getting the 3 as well.
All right. Well, if you've got $5 and you want to turn that $5 into $60, listen up. Hammer's about to show you how with his ballin' on a budget parlay.
Yes, you got just $5. And maybe you had a rough night last night. You spent too much money at the clubs downtown celebrating the Colts win.
Yeah.
You just got $5. We can turn that into 60 by going with the Houston Texans. Again, who do the Jags think they are, laying 5.5 against anybody? We're also going to go over in Pittsburgh and Tennessee. Don't look now, but old man Roethlisberger has actually been playing pretty well lately. I love the Rams in a game coming up a little bit later on against Seattle. Lay that. It is less than a touchdown. And Green Bay and Baltimore. The hottest quarterback in the league is Aaron Rodgers. You get a little help from the Ravens. I think the Packers are going to score some points. Make those 4 bets. $5. Your toes are tapping over $60. Let's go.
All right. Well, we've already given you plenty of winners today, but there are still plenty to come. Jason and Scott are ready to give you their best bets of the day, your larceny locks, coming up next.
We need to get a drink.
Let's do it.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Let's go.
come on,
Let's
go,
go to the bar.
please. Let's go.
The Larceny Lock is brought to you by Larceny Bourbon. Steal a taste.
All right, here we go. George, drink that up.
You did really good
Put a
today.
little hair on your chest here, kid. Let's
Yeah.
go.
That's very good, actually.
Of course it is. I made it. It's fantastic. And again, I still can't believe they give us a 1 live show and 2 fully stocked bar of top shelf larceny to play with. This is amazing.
I know.
Well, on that note, you'll be happy you stuck around because these next 2 plays are the best bets of the day. We call them our larceny locks. Brought to you, as always, by this excellent larceny bourbon.
Oh, there it is.
Hammer, let's hear it.
This is so good. Like, oh man, I can't stop drinking it. All right, so I like the Rams in this spot against the Seahawks. Kind of feels like this is almost a farewell tour of Russell Wilson in Seattle. Remember, he wanted out at the beginning of this season. And then they won opening day against the Colts. They treaded water. He battled some injuries. But now I think reality is set in. There's no running game. That defense is a shell of what it used to be. And we're anticipating the Rams to be all systems go. There was some coronavirus stuff we were dealing with here with the Rams, but Stafford expected to be back in. Odell expected to be back in. I like the Rams. They've been playing good ball. They're at home. Not that that matters because nobody goes to those games out in Los Angeles. They're just a better team, and you can get this under a touchdown. I got the Rams.
And Scott, you must have a larceny lock.
I do, and people probably think I've been drinking a little too much. I'm on the Lions.
Uh-oh.
Now here's the weird
How
part.
many are they getting?
They're getting a lot. Plus 12.5 at home. And if you've been paying attention to the Lions this year, and there's really no reason to, I would just spread the wealth in regards to they do pretty well against the spread. They are the backdoor cover machine. They got a guy that he never wants to quit. I don't know if he's a good coach or not, but he does a great press conference and he makes you feel motivated about doing almost anything but football, I guess, with these guys. But Dan Campbell will keep the pedal to the metal. You might be down 14 or 20, but that fourth quarter when the Cardinals are resting their starters, the Lions will be going for they will cover by a couple points. I don't know how they do it. That's why it's a best bet.
The backdoor cover champions of the NFL.
They are.
They need to have a banner hanging up in the stadium.
On that note, we need to take a quick timeout, but stay right where you are. Hammer's going to give you some NFL prop bets you can take to the bank. That's coming up next in Prop Lock or Drop It.
Drink that drink, George. Come on, let's go.
Will do.
They're hot.
Okay, America, if you're looking for NFL prop bets, look no further. You have come to the right place. Over the last 5 weeks, Jason Hammer is 9-2, giving out picks.
Hey, George, stop a second. Are you reading that properly?
It says it right there in the teleprompter.
Is that good?
9-2.
Is 9-2 good?
That's
I'm asking for a
spectacular.
friend.
Hey, that's good, man.
All
good
right,
for you.
let's call our prop lock or drop it the way this works. I'm going to give Hammer a prop, and he'll tell you if you should lock in the over or drop it and go under. You ready for this?
When was the last time you did the prop lock and drop dance? Have you ever done the pop lock and drop dance?
It's kind of a moonwalk thing, I think.
Sit down, please, please. Just
I was
All right.
excited to see that.
velocity's kicking in.
First up, Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence taking on the dreadful Houston Texans. His over-under for completions is set at 19.5. Hammer, are you locking or dropping Lawrence without the man looking over him?
I'll tell you what, 19.5 is a small amount here, considering I think he's going to feel a little free. The offense is going to open up a little bit. And when you look at what he's done and the amount of times they have him dropping back in the last 5 to 6 weeks, he's got a good chance of this. I'm going to lock this in. We're going over. It's not like the Texans on the other side or the 85 Bears here. 19.5 completions. This can absolutely be accomplished. I got you, Trevor. That long hair is going to complete 20 passes today, and we're going to make some money. Let's go. Lock it in.
Hey, that was absolutely the right answer. That's why I'm on the Jags, and somehow you're on the Texans. It's very confusing. Not as confusing as my Harlan Sanders, Urban Meyer mix, but go ahead.
We hit the Mac Jones prop last night, and the Colts still won.
Yes.
Right? That's what we do on this show. We find the loopholes, and we exploit the bejesus out of it. Let's go.
Next up, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott facing the New York Football Giants this afternoon. Prescott's over-under for touchdown passes is set at 1.5, lock or drop.
Look, I know Dak hasn't been as sharp the last couple of weeks here, but there are too many playmakers in this offense not to have 2 touchdowns against the Giants. Scott, I believe I sent a text to you last weekend with the simple phrase, the Giants stink. Why are people not talking more about how bad the Giants stink? Is it because the Jets are worse in the same city? I like Dak Prescott here. You're not needing 3, you don't need 4, you just need 2. Lock it in.
All right. The last one, going back to the well with Aaron Rodgers. The well liked Aaron Rodgers. The Packers QB is in Baltimore today, taking on the Ravens. 271.5 passing yards is the number. Amber, do you like over or under there?
This one's tough for me because I do believe the Ravens at home are a little different than the Ravens on the road. But look what Aaron Rodgers has done the last 3 weeks. Since he came back from the COVID situation, he's been unbelievable. He's been the best player in the league. He's been the most valuable player. I think this continues. 271. This is a doable number, especially when you consider some of the good teams the Packers have played the last couple of weeks, and the numbers he's put up have been substantially higher than that. You just need 271.5. Let's ride the lightning, and let's lock it in and go over.
All right. We're going to take a quick timeout for a sip of Larceny and ginger beer. Stick around, though. Ryan Kramer is set to join us in the Wise Guys segment. Plus, Hammer and Scott will give you their final NFL picks coming up next.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to All Indiana Bets. Peter Hood, joined by the wise guy, Ryan Kramer, out in Los Angeles from the Sports Gambling Podcast. Clearly, Ryan didn't get the memo that we were wearing ugly Christmas sweaters on the segment today, but that's all right. He's still in the holiday spirit. How about a couple of NFL plays for the old Christmas stocking here, Ryan? What's play number 1 for you this week?
Play number 1 would have been seeing me last night in my sweater at the party, hammering it down just like you. Honestly, first thing we're going to do is going to take a gift right out of the stock. That is New Orleans catching 11 points against the Bucs team that they have just taken care of in the regular season. This line does not make sense to me. I understand the Bucs at some point will have revenge. They've played well against them in the playoffs, but Sean Payton is the superior coach in this regular season matchup, and I'm shocked that we're still able to get down more than 10.
All right, Ryan, play number 2 for you.
Let's stay in prime time. It's not been the best year to fade Kirk Cousins in prime time. He's 2-1 this year, but career, he's under 40%. We're going to go back to it. They're now a road favorite in the cold Soldier Field. I think this Bears team shows up. I think they have this game circled as maybe a game they can get a win down the stretch. And if you're telling me I can catch 3.5 as the home dog, I'm probably playing it on the money line.
All right, so there's a couple early gifts for you, but you can get picks from Ryan and his team over at the Sports Gambling Podcast year-round. It's not only a holiday deal here, Ryan. Where do they go to get those picks from you and your squad?
Yeah, it's holiday-style free giveaways all year round. SportsGamblingPodcast.com. Head over to where you download your fine podcast and throw Sports Gambling Podcast in the search bar.
All right, Ryan, appreciate your time. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Happy holidays and best of luck this weekend.
Hey, George, can I ask you, you're here during the week. You do Indy style. Was there a Halloween costume thing? Because Peter nailed the dentist from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
I want to be a dentist. Peter, you killed it. You're doing the greatest job.
He was rocking the good ugly Christmas sweater, too.
The land of the misfit toys. Okay, so...
Nobody wants to play with the Charlie in the box.
On that note, last call for NFL picks. Hammer, you're up.
All right, let's go to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. Tom Brady and company, they got the run game going. This is trouble for the NFL because you know the old man can still sling it around with all those weapons. This is a pretty average over-under total here. When you think about what the Bucs have to offer, Alvin Kamara now available on the Saints, you just need a little help from the Saints here, and you're a winner. I'm going over, and anybody that tells you to take the under in this game doesn't know their rear end from a hole in the ground.
All right. What do you got, Scott?
Look at this rear end right here. Right
no.
there. I am going to share with you right now that is the dumbest pick he has made all year. You just made all my reasonings come true. I felt better after you got done with this pick. I'm just going to run the ball. Both teams can run the ball. Both teams have superior defenses. Both coaches believe in taking care of the ball in a tight divisional matchup. The Saints have owned the Buccaneers, even with Tom Brady, since they've won all 3 games against him. I can't bet the Saints, but I love the under. I don't know why this isn't my best bet. Put your money on that. Ignore Hammer. It works well in my life.
Well, we are here, folks, to make you some money. So I want to take a quick detour here and tell you, in the 8th race today at Aqueduct, there's a horse named Bourbonic.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
And he is going to win the race, okay? Just put $2 win bet on that horse. It's the 8th race at Aqueduct. It's a little black type affair called the Queens County Stakes. He's a Kentucky Derby horse, folks. Unbelievable speed figures, and he's a grandson of Fleet Alex, who won both the Preakness and the Belmont.
Look at George
All right,
breaking it down like a boss.
Let's talk.
Hey,
football now.
George, which of the 3 of us you think could ride a horse? I think there's no other. All the horses are raising their hand for George. All right, go ahead.
Drink a horse.
Yeah, let me talk football for just a second. I'm going with these guys. The Bengals, with standout QB Joe Burrow, are getting 3 against the hapless Denver Broncos. I concede that these Bengals are at times reminding me of the historically awful Bengals of my entire adult life. The Broncos stink. I think the Bengals can stay within 3 points of this Denver stink boat and may in fact win outright. Probably will, I think.
Stink boat, by the way. I think I saw them open up for Van Halen.
They
back in
are awesome.
1987.
All
Great
3 of us
guitar
picked
player.
the Bengals, so just consider that.
Hammer the Broncos.
You want to go
today.
the other way. Hey, when we come back, we'll head over to the Saint Shack for another edition of On the Rocks.
Yes.
You'll learn how to make a drink called Winter Solstice on the other side of this timeout.
On the Rocks is brought to you by Elijah Craig Small Batch Bourbon.
Hello, friends. Brent Holberson here with Heaven Hill Brands. Welcome back to On the Rocks. Coming here today from the Saint Shack in beautiful downtown Indianapolis. Got a winter solstice cocktail I'm really excited to hear about today. You got Stephen back here mixing it up for us. How are you today, my friend?
Doing well. How are you?
Outstanding. And then we have Mr. Bernie Lovers, our global whiskey ambassador. Bernie, welcome back to Indianapolis.
Good to be here on Meridian Street.
Absolutely. Talk to us. What we got today with the winter solstice?
Yeah, so what it is going to be a bourbon cocktail here with some Elijah Craig. We're going to hit that.
Yeah, nice rye bourbon, 8 to 12 years old.
Going to do a fresh lemon squeeze on it.
Lemon goes great with bourbon.
We're going to top that guy with some ice.
Smell that lemon right from here.
And then we're going to hit it with some ginger beer here.
A little spice there with the beer.
Yes, sir. And then we're going to finish it with some Palmer.
It's a nice color too.
Yes, sir. And then we're going to finish that with a candied ginger as a garnish there.
The winter solstice on a nice cold day. That's outstanding. Come down to the Saint Shack, try one of these soon, and we'll catch you next time on the Rocks. Cheers.
Again, name me one other show where you get to make money and learn how to make awesome drinks.
Yeah.
And we do this every weekend. All right, speaking of making money, let's talk about what Scott and I have got on the big board today. The Houston Texans are getting 5.5. This isn't because I'm in love with the Texans, but who are the Jags to lay 5.5 to anybody in the NFL? I got the San Francisco 49ers. I love this game. This was almost my best bet because I think at home the Niners are going to open up a can on an awful Atlanta defense. Cincinnati. I think everybody in this room took Cincinnati at Denver today. Better quarterback getting points. I like Joey Burrow getting the 3. The Rams, -6. The Rams have been playing some good ball, and the latest on the COVID protocol is that everybody should be available for the Rams at home against a deflated Seattle squad, less than a touchdown. I'll sign up for that every time. And this beautiful bet here. Look at all those playmakers on the field. You got the GOAT quarterback, amazing wide receivers. Yeah. These teams always play each other well. The over is free money. Scott.
Okay, so let's look against this and then mine. This is important. There's a winner right there. That's not so much. I'm not going to break them all down. Hurry up. Keep up with me, people. Eagles love Gardner Minshew and Jalen Hurts, the two-headed quarterback with the mustache, one of them. George is a Philadelphia Eagles fan, I believe. And Bengals, not so happy about that one because Hammer and George and I, that would be my now nervous long shot. Lions plus 12.5.
Lions.
The backdoor covering machines of the Lions. And here is a winner and a chicken dinner right here. Under 45.5. That one will be good from the moment it starts till the end.
We shall see. Now, let's go to our producer, Peter, for a segment we call Don't Tease Me, Bro, where every week he will tease a touchdown to a couple of games that you can make some cash on, and you've been rolling, haven't you?
Yeah, man. 2-0. By the way,
okay.
last two
that
weeks
is hard to believe, but you've been doing great.
On these teasers. By the way, Scott, the dentist from Rudolph, that's the first time I've heard that one. That's pretty good.
He was good. He had 2 careers.
That Christmas sweater I was wearing earlier in the segment with Kramer, my mom bought me that. It said, "Merry Christmas, you filthy animal." You know why she bought that for me? She said I look like Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, even your mom.
So I get it here, I get it at home. I can't get away from it.
The dude even has to wear a cup to Thanksgiving. Go ahead.
Wow.
Anyway.
Tease me, Peter. What do we got?
Teaser, yeah, like you said, Hammer, it's teasing the line 7 points one way or the other. We're going to take one favorite here and a couple of underdogs. 49ers obviously taking on the Falcons. We're going to move them down to -1.5. Bengals, I get the better quarterback. I get points. I will take them +10 on the road against the Broncos.
All of us.
I hate the fact that all of us are on the Bengals, but I'm going to stick with it anyway. And then Tuesday Night Football, Seattle getting 13 points against the Rams. Obviously, we know the issues the Rams have dealt with COVID and all that stuff. I think Seattle, this is kind of their last stand, a must-win game for them. I think they hang around in a divisional game. 3-team teaser, +120, $10 to win 12. Take it to the bank.
Do it again, Peter.
Do it again, my friend. We make money on this show, and we're going to put a big bow on this bad boy when we come back. Do not go anywhere. This is All Indiana Bets.
All Indiana Bets, presented for the people, powered by Caesars Sportsbook.
Chiefs might truthfully be about as hot as any team in the NFL. Take the Chiefs. That's a lot of points in a divisional game. You don't see Scott usually do that. Today.
Give me the Raiders. I think the Chiefs win the game, but not by 9.5. That's way too many points this late in the year, divisional game. I'm Pac-Man. I'm scooping up the points. I'll take the Raiders with 9.5.
I say we bring in some food, you and I, next week.
Okay.
And the winner has to bring in, the loser has to bring in the winner's food. So I'll tell you what you have to bring in next week. Oh, yeah, again! I think I've only lost 2 of these 9 challenge bets we've done. I have a tote board at home, let's be truthful. I put all those down. I'm smelling it, and I'm trying to smell. I can't imagine the exciting food that Hammer brought. You know I love almost all delicious tailgate food. What do you got for me? That does not look promising. It's in a bag.
I may or may not have bought this at a gas station today, and I've got enough to share with the class. These are called wrap snacks. Wrap snacks.
What?
And the wrapper on this bag of chips is Romeo Miller. And George, I got some for you too.
Hey,
It's not gas station.
who is Romeo
sushi,
Miller?
all right.
This is the son of Master P.
Oh, yeah.
Formerly Lil Romeo.
Sure.
I got some for our biggest fan, Maddie, as well. Your amazing daughter who
Wow.
watches the show religiously. So there you go. George, what's your favorite Romeo Miller song?
I don't have one.
I got ripped off, is what I'm saying. We have a bet today. What was the first game? The Jags and the
We don't have
Texans.
time for this. Good luck, everybody.
Double or nothing.
May the
oh,
odds
man.
be
You're
ever
gonna
in
pay
your
for
favor.
my family to eat
Kickoff
a
is
real
next.
meal, not crap snacks.
Enjoy your wraps next.